The year is 2042, a Tuesday as ordinary as any other. Until it wasn't. At precisely 12:03 p.m. GMT, the world was plunged into an impenetrable darkness. The source of our life, our warmth, our very existence, the sun, had vanished. One moment the sun was there, a blazing disk in the sky. The next it was gone, leaving behind an abyss of black. An unsettling twilight descended upon the earth, a perpetual dusk that would forever alter the course of human history. There was no warning, no gradual dimming, just an abrupt and terrifying plunge into the unknown. Across the globe, confusion reigned. Birds ceased their songs mid-flight, landing in bewildered silence. The hum of traffic, the cacophony of city life, the everyday sounds of humanity, all ground to a halt. A hush fell over the planet, broken only by the murmur of fear and disbelief. The initial shock was quickly replaced by a chilling realization. The sun was gone and it wasn't coming back. Panic spread like wildfire. People poured out of their homes and workplaces, desperate to share their fear, to seek solace in numbers, but there was no solace to be found. Only the cold hand of fear tightening its grip. Scientists scrambled for answers. Theories were debated, calculations made, but the truth was as cold and empty as the space where our star used to reside. The sun hadn't simply gone out, it had ceased to exist, and with it went the gravitational anchor that held our planet in its orbit. Earth, no longer tethered to its celestial parent, began to drift. Like a ship cut loose from its moorings, we were adrift in the vast cosmic ocean. Our planet, once a haven of life and warmth, was now a lonely vessel, hurtling into the unknown depths of space. The most immediate threat was the cold. Without the sun's energy, temperatures plummeted rapidly. The life-giving warmth that had nurtured our world for billions of years was fading away, replaced by an unforgiving cosmic chill. Lakes and rivers began to freeze over. Snow fell in a continuous, silent blanket, burying familiar landscapes under a pristine white shroud. The once vibrant tapestry of life began to fade, replaced by a stark, monochrome palette of ice and snow. The earth, once teeming with life, was slowly being transformed into a frozen wasteland. Section 5. Anarchy and Innovation. The initial days were marked by chaos and despair. Governments crumbled as social order disintegrated. Riots erupted as resources dwindled and the thin veneer of civilization began to crack under the pressure. Humanity, faced with its own mortality, was on the brink. But even in the face of annihilation, the human spirit endured. Scientists and engineers banded together, driven by a desperate hope to find a solution. The world had been irrevocably changed, but humanity was not yet defeated. We are a species of survivors. Section 6. A world in darkness. With each passing day, the earth grew colder. Power grids, designed for a world bathed in sunlight, sputtered and died. Cities, once beacons of human achievement, were plunged into darkness. The familiar hum of electricity, the lifeblood of modern society, was gone. The loss of electricity was more than just an inconvenience. It was a death sentence for countless people dependent on life support, climate control, and communication networks. In the darkness, the line between civilization and survival blurred. Section 7. The Silent Oceans. The oceans, once teeming with life, began to freeze. The rhythmic ebb and flow of tides, governed by the sun and moon's gravitational pull, slowed to a standstill. The once vibrant coral reefs, home to a kaleidoscope of marine life, became silent graveyards. Whales, their ancient migratory paths disrupted, swam in confused circles. The delicate balance of the planet's ecosystem, carefully orchestrated over millennia, was collapsing. Section 8. Lost in the Starry Void. As the Earth drifted further into the void, the stars grew brighter, but their cold, distant light offered little comfort. The constellations, once familiar guides for navigators and dreamers, now mocked us with their silent indifference. The sun, our constant companion, the giver of life, was gone. And with it went our sense of place in the cosmos. We were adrift, not just physically, but existentially. Section 9. Seeking Solace, a Glimmer of Hope. From the ashes of a dying world, a glimmer of hope emerged. A global coalition of scientists, engineers, and visionaries, united by a common purpose, announced an audacious plan, Project Solace. Deep beneath the frozen surface, they would build a starship, an ark to carry the last remnants of humanity to a new home among the stars. The odds were astronomical, the challenges insurmountable, but the human spirit, that indomitable spark, refused to be extinguished. In the face of extinction, humanity had found a new purpose: to survive, to carry the flame of consciousness into the vast universe. Our journey to the stars had begun,